she got a personal trainer, so now we have a personal trainer. You know what I mean? So
Like,
it's
wait,
a guy.
you work out together, sort of thing, or you like monitor the sessions?
No, we work out together. You know what I mean? But because she wants to get in shape and do it, so I got to be supportive, and I just can't be scrolling on Twitter while she's like doing lunge squats. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
So
would be a
yeah,
good look.
Kirk was asking me. I mean, not Kirk. Pat was asking me like, how do I feel like the trainer being a dude, whatever. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like it's like I said, if anything happened, I would have to fuck him up.
Are you
Yeah,
looking
that's
for
gonna
him right
happen.
now, just in case?
No, I think somebody was like knocking on the door or whatever.
Yeah, I
No,
messed him
he's
up. Where if he not around, I'll twist his cap off.
uh, no, he's supposed to be coming at noon or
Um,
for a session or whatever.
some people would be a bit insecure about that. They have a male fitness trainer working on their fitness with the lady and such, but it feels like you don't really have that so much.
Yeah, I don't have that issue. Like I said, I trust her, and I would fuck him up. He disrespects me, and that'd be the end of it. Like it
Do you
wouldn't
how
be.
do you think if it was the other way around, if you were like, yeah, I'm trying to get on my fitness, and you had like a lady working on your hips and stuff like that, would that be an issue?
I don't think it would. Honestly, I don't think it would because she trusts me. If she didn't trust me, like trying to like listen, this I'm a good looking guy. Women hit on me all the time. I don't accept their advances, so why would the trainer be any different? You know what I mean? So it's like
Mm.
that's what it is.
What a
So let
healthy
me
relationship.
Property Ebonics.
Welcome to Property Ebonics, Kirk and Allen. You know how it is, but keeping it profesh. Oh, I see. The producer Pat. Yeah, I'm over here eating my half cookie. I got a hazelnut coffee and my straw, so my teeth don't get stained. I'm on a kick right now where I'm not drinking any alcohol because I bit my lip while drinking water. I had a water mishaps. I was drinking water while laying down, and then somehow I bit my lip, and that then turned into what may be a canker sore. And canker sores, they flame up even more with like hot sauce and alcohol. So since Tuesday, I'm just like, nope. Uh, and dabbing it up with gel so it doesn't get big. So that's currently my twist right now.
That could be a good thing, man. Drinking less alcohol could be good on your body, Kirk. Maybe you need to take a break.
Yeah, sometimes I
Okay.
go for excuses, just like go on breaks with alcohol. Like I don't. It sounds like such a cliche thing. I don't have a problem or anything like that. I don't. But I think sometimes just having a reason to be like, oh, let me just not do this. Let me not drink out of boredom. So
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes just looks for a reason. So yeah, this reason now is a potential canker sore,
Canker sore. I've
not
never gotten one.
herpes.
I always thought canker sores were in your ankle.
You know what? It would make sense. It would make sense. Canker sore being on your ankle. But I think that's just like signs of diabetes. But yeah, no, it would make
Uh,
sense though that that would be there. But no, it's inside the mouth.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
I'm
good for
probably
you, bro.
I've no, I'm not saying I never had that, but I never knew that.
Oh, I mean that's everyone. It was like me and my grandmother. We'd always get them for some reason. Uh, we people in my family would always get them sporadically, but her and I, we just like nonstop,
Yeah.
like, at least seven per year. It's a mess. They need to have a canker sore awareness month. That's how I feel about it. Not a lot of people are talking about that.
Canker Sore Awareness Month. It has to be so February's taken, Pride Month is taken. Probably like November. Because like
Yeah,
I don't think yeah, it's not too much. Yeah, so November be a good month because everybody's eating Thanksgiving, so you need to be cautious of your mouth sores.
exactly.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly. Yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of times people have seasonal depression around November and such. So, like, you're probably already sad about the canker sore and all that stuff. So, make a month out of it. I don't know how you would like acknowledge canker sore awareness month. Maybe just get gels, get ointments, don't kiss as
You gotta
much.
you got to go to like some local representative to make it a local holiday. Like that's a thing that's happening now. It seems like there's like, Juneteenth. People weren't celebrating Juneteenth. The people going around making Juneteenth a national holiday and local holidays. So you got to go to like your state representatives and get them to pass those bills or something. I don't know what you do.
That means that I'm the face of canker sores, and I don't know if I'm ready for that responsibility. Like, look out for these. Just my face next to a canker sore. Yeah, but we'll think about that. But you know what? I kind of want to start this episode off a little bit differently. I did let the people know they're listening proper Ebonics. That's right. You're not listening to WTF with Mark
in the building.
Proper Ebonics. And we do segments on the show. We're gonna start it off with a segment. Proper suggestions. So this actually ties into the Canker Sore Awareness Month. I would think I genuinely think this could be kind of a cool month of awareness. I suggest that we as a society create Intrusive Thoughts Awareness Month. Now, intrusive thoughts, a lot of times that's negative or unpleasant thoughts or images that loop in the brain, and they're intrusive, so they just kind of pop in. And I think a lot of people have this, but they don't really either recognize like the term for it, or just kind of like sum it up to like anxiety, or just like maybe anger of self, because it's like, why am I having these thoughts? I think it'd be kind of cool, like an Intrusive Thoughts Awareness Month, of just like kind of recognizing like, sometimes those painful images penetrate your brain, but it does not mean that it's on you.
So, okay, so we acknowledge that it's not on us. So what do we do about it? Because you can't really control.
I think just
what's
like
on your brain. So what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, what would you?
Well, in terms of like
that we do to.
Oh, well, with not Cancer Sore Awareness Month, that's November. For Intrusive Thoughts, one tip that people have found helpful is, it's the whole mindfulness idea of it. Like, you get a negative thought in your brain, you're not supposed to fight it. You're not supposed to suppress negative thoughts. Like, if you're getting, and this is one that I used to get when I was like 19. We have to edit this out. I'd always get this one of like a hammer smashing a hand, like a hammer just smashing a hand repeatedly, unspecified hammer for that matter. But it was always be like, I don't want to think about that. One that I had recently was like someone having a hole in their head and just walking around casual about it, and then something crawls out of the head. It gets bad. But one thing is like to not necessarily suppress the thoughts. It's almost like to allow them to happen, and then kind of just have them flow naturally out. Another one is like kind of weigh those thoughts out with a positive thought, or a thought that outweighs it. So like if you're thinking, some people have like negative ones of like, oh, I stink and all that stuff. And it's constant, like, I stink. And then you kind of just match that with like, oh, I'm capable of doing this, or, oh, this is the last thing that I accomplished. So I find that to be helpful. I don't have so much the negative self one. It's more so along the lines of hammer smash hands and someone having a hole in their head and then like a spider popping out. I have those, but I think we should maybe acknowledge that and recognize it's a little more normal than people think.
Got you. Because so at first I wasn't sure what you were talking about, but now it makes sense when you said intrusive thoughts. I didn't know if you were talking like, I thought you were talking about like negativity, like don't think negative thoughts, but you mean just like anything that.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Unrelated thoughts, doesn't have to be completely related to circumstances that you've been dealing with. Is just like, oh, that's disturbing. So yeah, that's something that I would want to suggest to the people.
Gotcha. So my proper suggestion for the people today is do squats, yo. Do some squats.
That's what it is.
So, for real. Look, man, I was telling you, me and my girl got a personal trainer, and for years I've been against squats. I always thought like, yo, man, I don't want no perky butt. I don't want to have my butt sitting up high. You know what I'm saying? But it's not gonna happen. The trainer informed me that it's not gonna happen to my butt.
If you do squats,
I don't have that kind of butt. It's gonna be perky.
Yo, is he throwing shade at your butt, bro?
It's for my thighs and my hamstrings. And my girl was like, yo, ain't nothing wrong with a firmer butt. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, but it ain't gonna be perky. So I was like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna do these squats. You know what I'm
saying? Have you been practicing your squats? Have you been on that?
Man. I've always been good at squats. I've been doing, like, I've played sports all my life, right? So we had to work out and we had to do squat, but I never liked it. So I knew how to do them correctly, and I used to put weight on the bench and do my squat. But now I realize you ain't even got to do it. You could just do it no weights. You know what I mean? You could do sideways lunges, front lunges, squat. You can working out without weights, like, is really good. Like, I heard a story a while ago, that Usher, singer Usher, like, his whole body is like cut up, but he's never used weights. It's just like push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups. You know what I mean? It's just like free shit. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you know, it's funny. I've heard that about
like Usher out here.
Yeah, because he had this thing where he would do 1,000 crunches per day, because abs are one of those things where you don't really need it to. There's no recovery period. You could just do them. No, there's power squats, man.
Right.
Like I love. I don't necessarily do squats as much. You know, my squat game was strong in the beginning of the year, but it makes you feel like a horse. Like if you got like strong like hamstrings, thighs, you walk around confident. Like you're not going to walk around with your head low if you got strong thighs.
Right. You know what I'm saying? My jeans might get a little bit tight, but your head's going to be up high.
Yeah. You know, if perky butt, if that happens, and your trainer's probably right. I don't, because, you know, when you think about it, there's only so much pressure on the buttocks area. It's mainly the legs. It's more so like if you're putting your leg back to, I'm not going to do the thing, but there is a thing you could do for your butt. I'll send you the link afterward. You know, that feels good too.
I don't want it.
I do that as part of my.
I don't want the link.
You're gonna get the link, bro. You gotta get the link. Once you start recognizing like how strong your hamstrings are, and then like how flabby your butt cheeks are, you're like, yo, make the butt cheeks a little firmer too.
Yo, man, all right, I'm done talking about my butt.
I'm not though. So here's no. Yeah, man. You mentioned Usher, so people are upset at Usher. People are upset at Usher because a photo circulated of Usher in a dress. You didn't see this? This is.
Did I see this?
That's how many people were seeing in dresses now. Yeah, so like, it's unspecified in terms of when it took place, what event it was, but it's just Usher. And producer Pat, if you can pull the image up, it's Usher just in like not so much a gown. It was like a dress. I guess it got kind of, it's a difference, right? Gown, dress. There probably is a difference, but yeah, it was a flowy outfit that went knees. I think it looked nice actually, but you know, the whole stigma with like black men wearing dresses, and it's a whole thing where they're trying to demasculate the black man, which kind of feels silly now in 2021, but it definitely does exist, that idea.
One argument, right? So look, I'm gonna tell you now, I'm not wearing a dress. I don't like dresses. I don't wear a dress. I wear pants and shorts. But
you don't have the book.
People do say like comedian. You can't. Yeah, I don't have no sundress kind of ass. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work for me. But look, people say that comedians. There's a long history of black comedians getting in dresses and acting like women for laughs. But there's a lot of white comedians that do that too. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like I get the whole demasculinized black men. I get that, but there's a lot of white men that do it too.
Wait, do you say white men
for the laughs? It's a lot of white men that do it for the laughs. I heard too.
White men. So what's there's a lot of wets out there.
No. But what I'm saying is strictly comedians. So I'm just talking about comedians here. There's a thing going. Like, listen, and like I'm saying, you're not gonna catch me in a dress. That's not my twist. I'm not a woman. I do me. You know what I'm saying? I wear pants and shorts. But black comedians, they be like men. They be the thing. But black comedian men shouldn't wear dresses. But there's a whole shit ton of white men comedians that wear dresses.
Yeah, there's
they don't catch the flack.
Eddie Izzard. He's a comic. He knows to kind of like dress in many different ways. I how about this? Like, if someone were to suggest like it's like a big opportunity, like a sketch show or whatever, and you're like you're on it, and they're like, all right, so there's a part of it where like everyone in the cast, whether male, woman, has to wear this goofy dress because maybe something in pop culture happened where people in dresses were doing something, and now they want to do a satire on it. At what point do you kind of go like, okay, well, this is for the arts versus okay, maybe I'm being kind of objectified?
Yeah. Look, I think that, so my whole thing is I'm not acting like a woman. I'm not acting like a gay man. I'm not doing those things.
Wait, what does that
If
mean though? Acting like a gay man. What does that mean?
if it, oh, you froze on me. I think
No, I'm here.
wait, you say it again. My internet froze.
Oh no, I was saying, what does that mean?
No,
Acting like a
I
gay
was
man.
saying though, acting feminine.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So like how do I break this down? Like if there's like a sketch, right, and it's just like satire and we're making fun of something, and I was just like, so okay, here's the thing. Like The Rock. The Rock wore a dress in like a movie, but he was still The Rock. And it was just making fun of how dumb he looked in a dress. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's different. That's different than The Rock acting like a woman. Like, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like it's different.
You getting your
Does it
Steve
make
Harvey
sense?
on right now, bro. I, I do see what you're saying, but I feel like in terms of like acting like such, like I mean, there's gay dudes that are masculine, sort of thing. There's like the for all we know, Rock could be gay. I don't know. So it's just like
Right.
so it's
So
like
I
in terms
guess
of like
so what I mean is feminine then. I'm not acting feminine. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm comfortable with my sexuality. You know what I'm saying? I know who I am, but I'm just not acting feminine for laughs
yeah,
or
I
for
see what
money.
you mean on that. Yeah, so it's like if the sketch that we're talking about, if it's like okay, put on a dress, but that's fine. But if it's like okay, we'll put on like a caricature of femininity or flamboyancy, then it's like oh, okay, well now it feels maybe like I'm playing something that I don't feel comfortable with or is outside of my scope.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is for me.
Mm.
So
Damn, I don't
yeah, I
know
don't know
about.
what Usher.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
oh no, well, producer Pat, he did send the Hot 97. I just something funny about producer Pat on Hot 97. Yo, put it on your favorites, Pat. We may need to cite it
That's
later
funny.
on. Yeah, so yeah, it looks like there's an image of him on there. Yeah, I kind of hold the idea of that. I always kind of looked up to Chappelle, and Chappelle had his whole thing where he refused to wear a dress on, I believe it was Blue Streak, and from that, I kind of just like, oh wow, really held his grounds and go against the notion that people are it's a method of controlling people and like making them kind of bow down in a way of like, oh well, you got to do
Yeah.
this. This is the gatekeeping. So in that aspect, I'm like, no, wouldn't wear dress. But to your point, if it's more so of like, okay, we're all kind of doing this, it's an ensemble thing. It's not like, look at Kirk in a dress sort of thing. I think
Right.
then I'd be a bit more open to it. But it definitely does have a stigma, particularly in the Black community.
Yeah, for sure. It does. It does. And like I'm me too. Like I learned this from Chappelle as well.
Yeah.
I've loved Nutty Professor. I love Big Mama's House and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But when Chappelle took his stance and shit, I was like, yeah, you're right, dog. Like, why everybody in dresses? Like, why everybody acting like women? Like, what's happening? You know what I mean? Like, and then like, oh, it makes sense. I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
You know?
no. Another thing that's somewhat of a stigma, as we know, is joke thievery. Joke thievery, quite the stigma on that.
Bro, let me tell you this, Kirk.
Bro, I
I
heard
was
something
at a
popping off, bro. I heard something popping off. Tell me about it.
I was at a show, right? And comedian on stage, bunch of energy. The crowd was
Oh,
like
oh, there you go. You froze
in
for a
it,
second.
but this comedian was literally just taking jokes off of Twitter that were viral.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? And it was like jokes that was like And I'm online a lot, and I'm like, oh, this is a Twitter joke. This comedian is just taking jokes offline and using them as their own. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I know I wasn't tripping because I had went up to another comedian and I was like, hey man, I'm pretty sure I heard a joke on Twitter. And they were like, yeah, they've been doing it all night.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, okay, I knew I wasn't tripping. Like, either this person is stealing jokes or they are a viral sensation. Okay.
Yo, Twitter be stealing from me left and right, bro. It's hard doing these sets when Twitter's out there. Um, wow. So, how did the community in this room? First off, was it in New York or Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I was in New York.
How did the community handle this? Like in terms of the other comics, the bookers, like once it was acknowledged, like, hey, these are Twitter jokes. How was that seen for the rest of the night?
They were just like, it's fucked up. I'm pretty sure nobody confronted them, you know what I'm saying? But Booker, who I was talking to, was one of the bookers of the show. And they were just like, yeah, man, like kind of like with disgust, but the show was still going on. So like nobody really like talked to him. And I'm pretty sure, I know for a fact, the audience also knew, because like when some of these viral jokes would like hit, the audience weren't like laughing. Some were laughing because they didn't know, but some were just like, wait, what? You know what I mean? So it was just a weird thing. And like the comedians knew, dog, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I couldn't believe it.
I
I
love the
really couldn't.
audience members if they were like ending the jokes, like they're kind of like after once he's like saying the punchline, like they repeat it at the same time because they know what the line's gonna be.
Right. That's what it was kind of like. But so I don't know, man. I've never seen, like, I've seen people like bite off like premises, but this person was fucking saying a tweet. Like, I remember I'm gonna tell you one of the jokes, and if they looking and watching, I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? So there's a joke online about like, it's like a meme. It's like a meme, right? This person they stealing memes. That's what's happening. So this person is a joke that's like, I don't like laying on skinny guys' chests because every time I lay on their chest, I can hear other women laughing at me. Right. So like it's just kind of like making fun of like skinny guys with hollow chest and like guys that ain't being shit and just like,
It's messed
but
up. I take
right.
personal offense to that one.
Right. But like I seen this online a million times. You know what I mean? So it's just like either you made this meme and you were, like I said, or you're a viral sensation, or you just stealing stuff. You know what I mean? It's just
Was it
like, it
was a dude, woman?
was a woman.
Okay, okay, I see. Oh, interesting. It's
Yeah, man. It
do you,
was it
what
was it was definitely interesting to see. Look past it in her name. I'm not telling you her name on air.
is it someone that's been doing it for a while or like a relatively new person?
I'm not even sure. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
100% sure. And then they haven't been doing it for no 10 years. I can tell you that much. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, I'm just picturing you talking about like Carol Burnett. Like, yo, Carol Burnett's been going in black rooms and she's been taking Twitter jokes. Yo,
Nah,
shout out to
man.
Carol Burnett.
This was crazy, man. I couldn't believe it. It made me, you know what I started thinking about? Because they follow me on every social media platform. And I
Mm,
was just like, I'm about to stop putting my jokes on there. She
yeah,
gonna take my shit.
I mean that's the thing. I think you can only go so far when it comes to like. I think you could rock a room with like having like one-liners or like taking from memes, but that's it seems like that's really the extent you could go with that. I guess hypothetically, you could rock a room someone that's like a known person that could give other opportunities could see that and not know that it's Twitter jokes, and then give you an opportunity, and then you do your original material. Then in that case, good move, good move.
But
But
why would you not just always do original material? So like at least to me to believe that there's not much good original material.
yeah, usually I imagine that would be the case. But if that weren't the case, it feels like, well, you know what? For this show, just going to steal jokes, going to pop off for a little bit, and then work on my original stuff later on.
Yeah.
Overall, just a bad thing. I find that kind of annoying. I've seen or heard rather like where comics will like take jokes. I'm like, oh, I kind of recognize that from online, but again, I don't really make that big of a deal of it because it's like, all right, well, usually you could tell from the rest of their set kind of
Yeah.
where they are. And that's not me being judgy or anything, but it's not like they're taking jokes and then taking other people's jokes and then doing a lot with it. It's more so, okay, they're taking jokes and they're performing at this open mic. That's what,
Right.
it's annoying, but whatever.
Yeah, man, this was a legit show, bro. This was a show. It was packed. It's in a nice venue, concert venue type space. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, so I don't know, man. It just left a bad taste in my mouth with this person. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, like I don't like it at all.
You want to
Man.
do
Like,
if you want to practice an act of passive aggression, you could next time suggest, hey, let's all take a group photo, or the booker takes a group photo, and then anonymously post that photo. But on the person's face, the thief, you put the Twitter bird over their face, and that's that could be something kind of spreading the word without actually spreading the word.
yeah,
Show don't
listen,
tell.
I'm telling you, some of the comedians from the show, bookers, they know, like they know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like you had, because it was just like multiple jokes, bro. I can't think of the other ones right now, but it was just like, you gonna say that? Like, it's not even like you still in premises. You know how people like have shared premises and like same thought. These was memes and tweets that have been viral and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
do you think
on.
the booker maybe knew? The booker knew, but was like maybe had like a crush on the person.
I don't think so. I wholeheartedly don't think they know, like, or knew. Listen, bro, people reach out to you to get on shows. People reach out to get on shows. Hey, go, you know what I'm saying? Like, you put somebody on the show. Like, I don't know, man, but I'm not booking that person.
I'm gonna try that out next time I go to open mic. Just an experiment. I'm gonna use memes. I'm gonna use memes for the whole set, and then
Right.
see how I feel afterwards. Be like, oh, if this feels good, I'm gonna continue. But for the most part, I'll probably just not do this thing at all. Just forget the memes and be like, oh damn it, I gotta use my material.
Darn, I gotta be original.
Yeah, I was being original last night, bro. I was rocking out in a barn.
And you always in the barn, yo.
You know what it is. Yeah, man. Yeah, so it's a secret show. It's a secret show, so secret. It's been going on for a while, and they reach out to people like independently, and like they have like neighbors and crowds come over. I've never heard of this, but I reached out to one of the comics I knew did do it. He's like, yeah, it's a real thing. And I went there. It was nice. It was nice. It was like mainly, it was a lot of like improv, and the crowd was improv based. And I was of the mind of performing stand up for an improv crowd is one of the most reactionary crowds, because like I feel like with improv they're very forgiving, and they're recognized, like they're used to people trying things out, and like it's the whole thought process of coming up off the top, and then once something does hit off the top of the head when people are doing improv, it's like, whoa, haha, it's like a amazing thing, which is cool. It's a different muscle. When you put stand up in there where it's like, oh, it's not like looking for the joke, it's just joke, it almost like blows their mind, like, whoa. Yeah, so like that's always a fun one. That's always a cool ego boost. It was cool. Was able to do like 20 minutes and all that stuff. So I was like, all right, this is a nice time.
I'm glad you made it out alive. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I definitely sent the address to a few people. I did send you the flyer. I was like, just in case, in case.
No, that's dope, man. I think that so I'm telling you this, I've been saying during every show I've done during pandemic and all that, I've been saying, like, there's positive things that come from this pandemic, bro. And these little self-produced shows, pop-up shows, Kirk wearing chains, like, it's a lot of good things come from the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? So, and like, this is one of them, you know what I'm saying? Getting to rock out places you probably normally wouldn't. They normally just be a bunch of hay bales and horses in there. Now there's jokes and hoes.
Nah, it was people. They did that thing. I think you'd have fun with it. Or like improvisers, there's probably a name for the practice, but they get someone like a stand-up or just any other type of performer to do a monologue first. So someone will yell out a suggestion, and then you have to do like a 2-minute monologue just off their suggestion. So I did like a 2-minute thing, and then the actors, they then make a scene based off of your monologue, just off the top. So that was
Right.
cool. It was like, oh snap, they incorporated everything. So when seeing it done well, it's very skilled practice.
Yeah. I think one of my biggest things I like about improv is the names of the groups. Like I love what was one I heard the other day? It was called like 2/5 of a human or something like that. It was like,
Two
oh,
fifths of the human.
I think that's cool. I just love your names.
That's my improv graduation class. We had to come up with a name. I think mine's was a lunchbox dilemma. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a band. It's very much like of that same ilk of like garage bands and such, where it's like you just come up with random words, and if it sounds cool, put it in
Cool.
there. Yeah, shout out to
Definitely,
Sandino.
definitely. Sandino.
That was a known improv group in New York. They blew my mind. They were very good.
Yeah, a lot of since we're talking about comedy, man, I wanted to keep it going on the comedy aspect of things. What's going on with your boy Gary Owen, man?
My boy, yeah, I Gary Owens. He was looking for a group of black friends, entertainer friends, and I just happened to be in that black group of entertainer friends. No, so
Look, he having it hard out here. Yes, he going through his divorce or whatever.
yeah, so I guess like he's going through a divorce of the person that he's been with for a long time, like 17 years or something like that.
Yeah,
And black woman, he's a white dude. And Gary Owens, he's always kind of like rocked out. He's known for doing like black rooms and like being a part of the culture in a lot of ways, being recognized. And I guess through his divorce, he posted a photo. I forgot what it said on there, but it was something along the lines of like self-made. What was it? Bruce Pat, if you could pull it up, there's something on it.
was it the breadwinner?
Breadwinner, that's what it was. Yeah, it was like Breadwinner. And then his soon-to-be ex-wife went off when she went on
Yeah,
Twitter. It was like, well, I've been silent for this whole time, but then I saw the Breadwinner shirt, so I thought I'd let my voice be heard on this one. And it was saying
yeah.
like how he hasn't been giving money to his kids, how a
Hasn't
lot of
been
it.
see. She said he hasn't been even seeing his kids.
Damn, Gary.
Yeah, man, that's tough.
um yeah, and like a lot of like they took credit out on her name, and he's only paid off like one thing. It was like, damn, she's really putting a lot of info out there. It's a lot of deets. um he's been keeping pretty quiet about it. Like he was on the Wendy Williams show, and he was very like, listen, I can't really talk about this too much. There's a lot of things that the public doesn't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's one of those weird situations where you see something like that in public and you can't really take, at least for me, I'm like, I don't really take sides because I don't know these people. Like Gary Owens' net worth is an American. Oh, okay, where he's pulled up his net worth, 3 million. Oh, good for you, Gary Owens. Nice. And
yeah.
yeah.
It's how do I say? So it's like, so I'm a father. Um, I'm not with my kid's mother. Haven't been with her in 9 years. Um, One thing that I do know is if my baby mom came out and said that I wasn't seeing and taking care of my kids, if that's a lie, you motherfuckers will know and hear from me that that's a lie, okay?
Yeah.
Because I take care and I see my children. So to just make up something like that don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in their lives. I don't be all in their business, but I
No, we're
legit
in their business right now. We're
I
discussing their
legit
business. We're in their
look.
business.
We're smack dab in the middle of the business. Listen, so we're a comedy podcast, we're just talking about comedy stuff. But like, I
Like your
feel
divorce. Yeah.
but no, like because it's a big deal. Like, I'm a black man. I hate to see, how do I explain this? I hate to see black women in situations like this, right?
Hmm.
Especially because of a white man, right? Because there's this big stigma that black men are the reason behind a lot of the black women's problems. And I've been saying this for years that that's not true. I've seen black women go towards white. Hear me out. I've seen black women say they want a white man because they're tired of black men and all the issues. When in fact, the white man created most of our issues. You know what I mean? So it's like I hate to see it. You know what I'm saying? I hate to see it. Like they be like, black man, they say black man going to jail. Black man, do you know why this black man went to jail? He had some weed on him. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like the white man, it's a very touchy situation, especially when you're dealing with a white man and a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't know
I
if
hate to see it.
producer Pat wants to get on air and apologize for his ways. So that we'll give him the time and space to do that at some point. One thing that he did note on the Wendy Williams show is that his kids are adults. Like he made that distinction of like, well, they're adults. Like they're like, it's not like they're
are they grown?
Yeah, like adults sort of thing. So it's like,
I didn't know. How can they be adults if they only been together for 17 years?
damn, that's a good point. They showed a photo and looked like they were older. So maybe he was saying they're grown, like, yo, shit, they're 14. They're grown. They could watch the house. Like maybe that's what he meant. Damn. Huh. Interesting.
Look, if his kids are grown, yo, it is what it is. I don't want to be. Listen, I ain't trying to pass judgment. I just think that people need to take care of their kids and their responsibilities. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I think Gary Owens is a funny comedian. You know what I'm saying? Do his thing. You got
Yeah, Gary Owens
to take care of your responsibilities. That's all.
He's going to flip the switch. He's going all white now. He's going to date Sandra Bullock. So like, that's it. He's going to take a new route. She did post the thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
What was it? She was like, now have fun finding a group of black entertainer friends to be a circle. And then immediately the next day he posts a photo with like Michael Blackson. I think it was like Lil Duval
and Lil Duval.
Someone posted like a comment on her like, oh, I see you found your circle of black friends. It's like, damn, we're not giving this dude any breaks.
That's hilarious. Okay,
that's a funny line.
I'm gonna let you know that him posting that picture is hilarious too, though, because he read her post and he was like, oh, my black friends, here they are. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and he's a funny dude. Yeah, man. Speaking of relationships and all that stuff, man, we want to touch on this, man. The idea of friends with benefits, and when does that ever go well, and when is it ever appropriate to do so? Have you ever had a situation like this, Mom?
I
was
the king, because you should know, man. I was the king of friends with benefits. The king. Listen to me, man. Friends with benefits can go well. It can last forever, as long as you're honest. Yes. Brutally honest. You got to be brutally honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, I do not foresee myself being married to you.
Right.
We had fun when we're together. Sex is great, but I don't foresee this lasting forever. And if they agree to the terms, that's what it is. It can last for a couple years, last for a while. You know what I'm saying? How about yourself? Have you ever?
I have. I've had a few. I've had maybe like 3. I think 2 of them like formed into relationships. I think. I definitely had one where it was just like, it wasn't like an established like, oh, let's it wasn't even like a talk sort of thing. It kind of just gradually happened, but we acknowledged that like it was kind of like a mutual, like,
right,
we were just looking for the physicality aspect of it. And I've also had ones where it's like it was just mutually formed and like, oh, we both dig each other, let's take it up a notch, let's make this an emotional one. But yeah, it's I've definitely had ones too, like in the past, like mentioning it and then being worried like, oh damn, I hope I can like taint the relationship. But then at the same time, it's like, well, it's, I don't know, because sometimes you don't know if the other person, that's what they're seeking. So someone's like, oh, maybe throw that out there and hope they don't take offense to it in any way. It's like, damn, well, I like you as a friend, but if we wanted to take it to that level too, that's cool. So I've had that in the past as well, but I've always heard like these like horror stories of friends with benefits, and I've never experienced that. So I'm always curious to hear that end of it, because it always seems like there's like one person gets like really emotional attached and the other person doesn't. And I think the idea of being very truthful is a helpful guide with that. And maybe that's why we haven't experienced like a negative one. Or I'm speaking for myself. Have you experienced like a negative one?
I mean, I probably have, but I'm very so this how I look at it. As long as I'm being honest and I'm a good dude, you really can't be mad at me. Like it's you could be what happens is you'll be mad if we like so say we have a so this happened before in my past. So I had a friend with benefits and I ended up I ended up in a relationship. So I had to dead that situation with my FWB. You know what I'm saying? I had to stop that. You know what I'm saying? So like, yes, they were upset. You know what I'm saying? They were upset like thought you didn't want a girlfriend. And it had to be honest, like I just didn't want you as my girlfriend. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
damn.
So it's just so
Damn.
it's hard. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. But so I'm pretty sure she was mad. You know what I mean for a while, but eventually it's like you gotta respect my honesty because this dude's out here lying. I could have just been in a relationship and fucking my friend with benefits still. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So like that's not cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that being honest and communicating is the way to go because once you start lying, I'm pretty sure back in my when I was young, maybe I probably was lying and stuff. But like as I got older, like I learned that like you just got to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And say what you really want. Like I don't want a relationship.
Yeah.
Take it how you want
Yeah. I think that's something people do, man. Good side note. Were you ever like taught to lie? Like,
it. Talk to lie.
yeah, like was it ever like yeah, whether it be like a older sibling or a teacher, be like, well, some like show you like the benefits of lying and then kind of like put in practice. I say that because I promise this is not me virtue signaling or anything like that. I'm not good at lying, and I usually get myself in trouble for being truthful.
Yep.
And it's always like, wow, if I like gave a little lie on that situation, that would have been much more smoother. But I don't know if I'm capable of giving to a degree of lying. I think there's like little lies you could do, but like to a degree of lying, like friends with benefits and then having a relationship. That's no, I can't even fathom that. My brain couldn't wrap that around and
Yeah.
make that happen.
Yeah. It's what I learned is like I've lied in the past, and I was like I said, I was young, but as I got older, I realized it's so hard to keep up with lies. Like it's incredibly hard, especially when you're like drinking and smoking and you can't remember anything. You know what I mean? So it's just like just telling the truth is just like it may be hard in the moment, but it's easier in the long run.
Mm.
Like that's what it is. Like, and that's what you got. That's what you got to. That's the perfect friends with benefit. Is like the long run. You got to think about the long run because in the short term, you be like, yeah, I can lie right now and it lasts for a month, but that shit might not last for years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Mm.
you got to be honest.
That reminds me of a bar that I thought of last week. It was what was it? Girl, I want to hold you. We could lie right now. And it's a play off the idea of like, I don't want to hold you because it's like, I don't want to lie. Girl, I want to hold you. We could lie right now. I think that's kind of a cool line. I'm going to make it into a rap. We'll see.
I like that.
We'll get it in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Speaking of well, maybe not speaking of lies, but speaking of segues, speaking of segues, yeah, my car broke down, so I had to get a Segway to get here. So Kamala Harris, she's in some people are putting the hot water under her feet and dipping it in mildly. So there's been a lot of talk of her this week regarding border control and immigration, and people kind of pressing her of what are we going to do with the refugees, or not so much refugees, but like the immigration and the border and how people are being treated at the border, and a lot of criticism for one, I guess, her not visiting the border, but also some saying she may be backpedaling a little bit as she officially made the declaration of, don't try to come to America illegally, do the due process. And people are upset.
Yeah. Because what happens is people say all these things to get into office. And then when they get into office, they be on some whole other different shit. You know what I mean?
It's a smooth lie
So
right there. Smooth lie. Like I think she was at the one of the immigration like rallies, like leading up to the campaign.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, it's like I'm not trying to be like the cynical person, but I don't know exactly what people really expected. Like, did we think like it was going to be a thing where it was like, oh, okay, well, a career politician's going to come into office and really prioritize humanitarianism? When does that ever
Right.
happen? um and I think people are
So
like really going on her for that, where it's like I don't know, there's other people in control too. A lot of times she's just the person that has to be the representative of what the administration's thinking, but it's not necessarily all her.
but what she said though was the issue. I don't know that exact quote, but I read it. It was essentially like, "Don't come here."
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, don't do
So it's
that.
kind of like, yeah, you a career politician, but something you shouldn't just say word them certain ways. Like, but it seemed like, but this is what politicians do. You know what I'm saying? And we see, yeah, I mean, I don't know how to. So what do you want people in office that aren't career politicians? You see how that went. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, what do we do?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what. I guess I should not align myself, but like be a little more familiar with the topic as a whole before speaking on it as well. A part-time politician, producer Pat suggests. So that's like does it on the weekends. That may be a good idea, actually.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering like exactly like because the due process, for at least from what I've gathered from it, that isn't very helpful for a lot of people, because it's like you're put in this site. You have to kind of like live in these conditions before you even get into the country, or like on your way over. It's like they're very rough conditions, and the due process takes an extremely long time, and it's kind of hard to sustain quality of life through that due process. I don't know what entails in due process, so I won't pretend like I do, but kind of it makes a lot of people that want to come to the country take the route of whether it's sneaking in or coming in through other ways that aren't the due process, because the due process is just long, lengthy, and a lot of times not a realistic option.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know if PE is going to come up with a solution for border control, but one thing I did hear, and I kind of agree with it a little bit, is what if we were to prioritize homeless veterans before immigration? What are your thoughts on this?
I don't like the word before.
Yeah,
I don't like. I don't like the word before. I think that we should also
that's a good, yeah,
take
that's
care.
politician
Take.
talk right there.
We should also take care of our homeless veterans. We shouldn't be like, all right, until we get this under control and every veteran has a home, no one can enter the country. Like that's not
Yeah,
gonna work.
no, that's true, and that would just be like their reason for not
You know what I mean?
letting immigrants in,
Like it will
because like
never.
because they're never going to house all the homeless veterans. So yeah, that's
Exactly.
that's a very good
So
point of like before. I agree with that. Also, it'd be cool. I would like to see a push for a lot of veterans. I would like to see that. I don't know, something about that kind of breaks my heart. Homeless veteran, it's like what? But
it's yes, it kind of sounds like an oxymoron. Like you're a veteran to the country, you know what I'm saying? But you don't have a home in this country. Like it's just like what?
yeah, it's like all this like I think like the idea of patriotism and like even military is gets commercialized for like the Walmart pins and all that, and it's very much like, oh, do this for Memorial Day sale and all that, and Veterans Day sale, get a mattress 50% off. Where it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of it seems like, are we actually looking out for a lot of them that are in rough situations, that are like mentally out of it due to whatever wars they're in and PTSD? It's a rough story.
I, I think that it's cool that like you go to like Ruby Tuesdays or TGI Fridays and get like a cheaper meal if you're a veteran on those holidays. But like, why don't they just like on those holidays take some of their earnings and donate to the VA hospital or donate to some veteran homeless fund? Like, I mean, so it's like we need help. We don't need cheaper 22 for 20 deals. You know what I mean? So it's like, come on, you know what I mean?
Well, would
It's
you
a whole bunch of
prefer a roof over your head or a burger? You want the burger, don't you? Here you go.
You know you want these bottomless fries. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, shout out to
Like, it
bottomless
don't make
fries.
no sense. Yeah, so I think that Kamala Harris, I get her name wrong all the time. I feel like you can't, if they got to stop promising shit. That's the politicians. We just talked about this with friends with benefits. Politicians are the worst friends with benefits, okay? Because they lie to us and they just fuck us, okay? That's it. You know what I mean? Like, tell us the truth. Tell us how you really feel. We're going to vote for you anyway. We want to get Trump out of office, so just tell us.
Yeah, they don't. There's not real long-term relationship criteria when it comes to the politicians.
Right.
It would be nice to see that though. So good luck to America, I guess, on that one.
Right.
Yeah.
So she, and they're saying that she might be the front runner for the next presidential if after Biden and all that shit. Like how it goes.
Yeah, no, it's this is one of her first like scandals in office. Not a scandal, but like first like mass criticism is brought since her being in office. Right. So let's see how she handles it, and see what makes of it.
Right.
And speaking of which, in terms of see what happens and what makes of it, let's get in some goals. How was that, bro? You hulking up?
That was me getting ready for the goals.
That's weird. My goal is, one of my favorite shows in high school was Sopranos. Loved Sopranos. Enjoyed it every Sunday. Tune in, escape from the world to the world of Tony Soprano. I'm back to revisiting Sopranos. My goal is to finish season 2 of Sopranos by this week, and its extension of the ultimate goal to finish the whole season again by the summer.
So you want to watch the same season twice by the summer?
No. Sorry, the series. Yeah. So like I'm gonna like watch. Oh. I'm gonna finish season 2 by this week. I'm on season 2 right now, and then the series. I think it's only like 6 seasons. It's got me going. It's so nice. It's like I haven't watched movies in like 2 weeks because I've been watching Sopranos the whole time. Those characters get you going. I'd be like, yeah.
Sopranos is the shit.
You watch it?
I watched the whole thing back in like 2012, maybe. I think because it was on like HBO on demand, I think.
Yeah.
And I was able to watch it on demand a while ago. So yeah, I did watch the whole thing. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of it's a mafia-based show, but a lot of it is family dynamics. Like it kind of reminds me of like Stephen King and horror. Like there's the thread of horror, but ultimately it's about like the people in it. It's the characters. And David Chase does a really good job of that, of actually care about the characters more so than the actions that are happening. There's a lot of shows where it just feels like, okay, well, we're tuning in for what's going to happen on this. Whereas like a show like Sopranos, it's like, oh, I'm tuning in because I'm curious what these characters are up to, and how they like kind of intertwine with one another. So yeah, I recommend that too. You want to make that prop suggestion, shout out to Sopranos, but that's my goal.
That's a good goal. It's a good goal. All right, so my goal is, so I don't think we talked about it, but I finally got my show here in Brooklyn.
You got
it's on Monday, right? Yeah, so the show's on Monday. You know what I mean? Because funny people on the show, but the goal is to have a popping ass show to lock in the monthly situation. I want to do a monthly show. So before I approached the venue, I didn't approach the venue from the beginning like, hey, I want to do a monthly show here. I was like, I want to do one show. So the goal is to smash it out the park. You know what I'm saying? Funny comedians, packed audience. You know what I'm saying? I've been running promotions online, passing out flyers, been RSVPs on Eventbrite. You know what I'm saying? So I've been putting in some work to do that. So that's the goal, is to secure the monthly situation. That's the goal. You know,
are you allowed to tell people where it's at?
Of course, it's going to be. I mean, it'll be out. The show will be done by the time this comes out, but it's at Hunky Dory. Hunky Dory in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, 747 Franklin Avenue. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna send my brother the address. He's in New York now. He may actually slide through.
Oh yeah, it's 7 o'clock on Monday. It's free. Some come through.
I think he's going to like Anthony Moore's. He has Anthony Moore like posted like a park show. It's happening, I think, today.
Oh shit, yeah, he is at Prospect Park.
Yeah, I think my brother's going to that. My brother's like fascinated by Anthony Moore. I think my brother has a crush on Anthony Moore.
Well, look, Anthony's on my show too, so tell him brother to come through.
Damn, I may actually do that. You may meet. Shout out to Brian. You may come through.
Tell Brian to come through, and if he does, tell him to introduce himself. You know what I'm saying? Give him some. Because I'm pretty. It's gonna be. I'm looking forward to be passed. So far, I got like 50 RSVPs. You know what I'm saying? So
let's go set up.
The venue got a bunch of followers on Instagram. They've been promoting the show. The comedians have been promoting the show. I've been passing out flyers in my girl's store. Like it's I think it's gonna be popping. You know what I'm saying?
Hunky Dory, right? Hunky Dory?
Hunky Dory.
Hunky Dory. I like that name. Hunky Dory. That sounds like the password for every Wi-Fi. Hunky Dory. Hunky Dory 41. That's wild, man. Well, I wish you success on the show. I'm sure it's gonna be popping and all that stuff. I'll see it online and all that. I'm not really. I guess no, that's not true. I am doing a lot this week. I don't know if the episode's gonna come out. Doing improvised stand-up on Wednesday at Steel Stacks. But on Juneteenth, Zootropolis in Lancaster. It's gonna be a fun show. The network, they're putting it together. They've been getting people around. I'm gonna start
CP network.
Yeah, and like I'm gonna start promoting it a little bit more now because we're like closer to it. I've never performed Zootropolis before. It seems like a really cool place. It's a movie theater. Yeah, so that's gonna be a really fun one, and on Juneteenth too. So that's kind of nice. I think I'm closing the show. I'm like, oh, all right, well.
You should.
So yeah, well, catch me there. I won't be signing autographs because I have to leave immediately to go dog sit. I'll be leaving the dogs for about 3 hours to do comedy, and then going right back to Downingtown to dog sit.
Look, so you see what Joe Biden said, right? Joe Biden said, if you're not performing on Juneteenth, you're not a black comedian. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, I heard him say that. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be a fun show, man. I got a show in New Rochelle on Juneteenth.
Nice. Hell yeah. Well, good shot, man. We have 2 episodes released. I've been a bum. I'm supposed to give the intro for the first episode. I keep meaning I was gonna message you, be like, hey, Alan, can you give the details for this one?
I suck at that part, man.
What me being a bum or you doing the details?
No, the details part.
Well, you do the details. Yeah, okay, yeah. I think you could. We'll switch it up. Sometimes you can do the details for it.
Yeah.
There's times where like I don't even have an excuse. There's no like I'm not going through like an emotional turmoil. Like it's just like didn't get around to it.
I can do it. Yeah, I can. I'll do it for. I have to watch the episode again. I'll watch it and I'll do it.
We're going back to back. We're going to release them back to back. Maybe. Okay. We'll see. Yeah. With that, what's up?
I said I'll watch it and I'll do the deep for this one, for the last one.
Yeah. So look out for our last episode. It's going to be coming out in about 2 months or so. My name's Kirk. That's Alan. Thanks for listening to Proper Ebonics. Be well. And remember, watch out for canker sores. Peace.
Peace.